we can get those sciences out. And not really quite sure if he is going to go for the science. Most likely he's just going to be for those upgrades, continue upgrading his units. Of course, he's not expecting any arbiters, so most likely not going to get science vessels. At least not yet. Let's see. Interceptors, 2 have weapons, 1 upgrades. But on the many upgrades. So for dropships, we're not going to get caught by those dragoons. 1 dropship going to go down. They are going to be forced to drop what they have. Second dropship goes down. I think he might have to drop at least most of what he had in there. 2 tanks on one side, several Goliaths, more dropships are coming down. He's very TVT, kind of weird TVT-like build here from Canata. Played very dropship heavy. Getting some vultures right inside of BeSt's natural expansion, trying to kill something. Doesn't have mines on those vultures yet, so at least they're going to get a scout inside. Going to pick off 1 single probe, 2 probes. Maybe, I don't think what I didn't quite see when he managed to pick up 3rd one. Definitely managed 2 probes, at least a little bit. Getting the scout, a little bit of economic harassment, but BeSt already heads up. Did have cannons in place just in case that harassment came, so he doesn't want any crazy, insane amounts of forces of vultures going inside and harassing his economy. Meanwhile, just moving around still with future goons trying to catch some possible aerial forces. A lot of ground forces in play now for Canata. Does have weapons 1, so he's working on that weapons 2 upgrade alongside the armor 1 upgrade for ground forces. Should be weapons 1 ready at this point for BeSt as well. Because of course he is going to be focusing on upgrades for his aerial army as well alongside his ground army. A lot of turrets being put down all over the place for Canata. Of course he wants to be very runs to. Doesn't want to just trust in the maneuverability of his Goliaths to counter these carriers. 4 carriers now ready. Still don't have a very large interceptor count, so not going to be quite useful quite yet. But he does want to move out because there's a lot of space between the positions. He really wants to move him out early. Just kind of get him to the middle of the map, start milling them around, try to find an opening, just get an interceptor count up, then reinforce once he can. It has those 2 shuttles alongside. Believe should have the interceptor upgrade at this point. Not quite sure yet. Can't really see off the minimap. I think Observer lost its life there. Yeah, those carriers moving out. I really don't think they're going to be able to engage anytime soon. BeSt also alongside a few should actually think about taking another base. I think he can safely do it. It has a fairly large ground army alongside his carriers, and I really like the mix. I really like when people mix it. Actually thinking of going for the way too many turrets. He's going to be forced back to try to engage some of these turrets at least. A lot of turrets in place. He's going to start picking them off. He's going to be sacking some interceptors. He's going to push back a little bit. He's going to be forced to micro around. Goliath's coming in very quick. A lot of those goons on the ground. He needs some tanks to come in support. Going to start out by picking off, going for the carriers, not even bothering the intercept. The intercept didn't even have time. Just went and going for the carriers right away. He's going to lose a lot of Goliaths, though. There are those tanks to back him up. Goliaths are going to be forced back a little bit, though, because there were far too open field. Those dragoons just managed to come in and pick a lot of them off. Meanwhile, engaging the interceptors as they try to just kind of an interceptor and Charon booster missile battle thing there going on. More factories, meanwhile, being added in by Canata. He also needs to continue rebuilding his turret line. He needs to, I think, constantly have a turret line during his entire base, build sort of an anti-carrier defensive grid, and also trust in his Goliaths to help him out. I feel he really needs to make sure those carriers don't do heavy damage to him because there's still being constant amount of carriers pumped alongside a bunch of dragoons on the ground. And I gotta say, I really like it when what he's going for. I think he even has weapons 2 upgrades on his aerial forces at this point. Still not armor 1 weapons 2 for Canata. That's why really he doesn't want to engage. Go into any sort of engagement. A lot of turrets have been rebuilt, just as I've said. A lot of turrets all over the place just to prevent those carriers from doing anything. 2 dropships, 2 shuttles, meanwhile, are going to run in, set some zealots in. They're going to be able to start picking off those turrets, although I think a lot of interceptors died to those turrets inside, but still that 1 single zealot attack moving in with those shuttles because the turrets were busy with the interceptors. Beautiful attack there. I think he might have cleared up a lot of numbers. It still has those zealots inside. I can see the map clearing up all of those. SCV's being forced to engage at this point. Dropships coming in to try to clear those zealots up. A lot of zealots inside. Also carriers just moving in. And Canata apparently going for counterattack. Has the 1-2. Has the weapons 2 and armor 1. Gonna meet dragoons from the right, and there are also some dragoons and zealots waiting in the defensive posture. Meanwhile, he is going to be forced to float up his command center. Going to lose that entire position. Lost a lot of SCVs there and well engaging. Didn't really manage to reinforce. It's beautiful there, attack there by BeSt. He does have some forces moving in defense position, actually moving a lot of his carriers in his entire dragoon army to defend. Also has some carriers at the defense position. Meanwhile, going to move at his natural expansion. Meanwhile, just going to move and take the bridge. I'm thinking he's actually going to move back north up. Not very good position. He was very close to being pincered there, but actually, with proper timing, moved back just before that could have happened. Meanwhile, he's taking the base at the upper left-hand position and try to hold that there. Let's see, more teching up, I think, from BeSt. Still getting those aerial upgrades. Weapons 3, I think at this point, might be armor 3. Armor 1, I'm sorry, at this point. Still has weapons too. Upper left hand position is being taken, and if BeSt doesn't spot that, he is probably going to be suspicious. Probably going to think that there is going to be a base. Canata should be taking another base in response to losing that one, but BeSt is moving around with quite a large army. Canata going to set up a defensive posture, going to scan all over the place. It's interesting. I thought he was perhaps expecting some GTs to be in that position. I guess I thought that was a scan. Meanwhile, has taken his mineral only just outside his base. And BeSt has done exactly the same. BeSt, however, taking that one single base out is a lot of damage. Has meanwhile has done a lot to the upper left hand to spot that out. Rax is going to lose its life. So yeah, it's not going to be scouting for too much longer. Templar Archives on the way, so I am going to be expecting to see some Templar, some stores really help out. Carriers yet again going for this fancy new turret line. Oh no, okay, that was, yeah, turret line at the main at this point. Going to try to do some harassment there, try to get at the SCVs, to get at the supply depot, do some damage there. No response yet from Canata. He has his entire army at the middle. Meanwhile, he is going to engage the Dragoons and Zealots. He really needs to do some sort of damage because he's not really engaged. He's just running around doing nothing. He does have some Goliaths inside of his main, but not nearly enough number of them to engage those carriers that have a lot of interceptors at this point. A lot of interceptors going around. They are going to be able to engage and take out all those Goliaths. Canata really needs to decide what he's going to do. Whether he's going to go for a full frontal attack at the natural expansion. There are some Goliaths moving in to do that, at least intercepting some forces on the ground. But he really needs to decide whether he tries to just engage at this fully in this counterattack, or go at home and defend his base and play more of a turtle style. Meanwhile, he's going to lose his main. He's losing a lot of SCVs there. He's going to lose that command center most likely as well. Meanwhile, Canata at the very least is going to be able to take it the mineral only. Meanwhile, oh man, drops coming in. Forces coming in. Sorry, I thought it was a drop. That was the mineral only of Canata's is going to be threatened significantly. So players are actually going to go and trade bases here. Might be main for natural, mineral only for mineral only alongside. BeSt already lost his mineral only. He's going to lose his natural expansion as well. Has a lot of high tempo waiting for Storm to start storm those forces on the ground. Meanwhile, he's going to lose his upgrades as well. Both armories go down. Those carriers still just running around. No storms coming off. Scans going off. There was one single dot Dragon there, but yeah, High Templars losing their life before they can start storming anything. Canata most likely going to lose his mineral only as well, alongside losing his main. Now he has those carriers on his entire factory line. He's just going to be producing as many Goliaths as he can. Meanwhile, he's right inside of BeSt's main. BeSt is producing Dark Templar at this point, trying to at least waste the scans of Canata, because eventually, as soon as those scans go out, he's not really going to be able to do much. As soon as those scanners are killed, Canata just in that, as I'm thinking that, adding more bases, taking the 12 o'clock mineral only to get some more combat stations going. Dark Templar is just running around, trying to do some sort of damage, trying to take these tanks out, these Goliaths out. Are doing significant damage. Scans still going off, but yeah, both players inside of each other's mains are doing crap ton of damage. This is actually absolutely insane. Some Dragoons at the mineral only at this point try to take out those comsat stations, and BeSt can expand the low right-hand position, and he still has that 6 o'clock island, producing even more carriers, still managing to keep his economy up somehow, because he was lost already 2 bases, but both players trying to keep some sort of production going. Alongside the upper left-hand spotted. Oh man, only a few Goliaths on a tank there to defend the comsat station. Meanwhile, is going to get taken down. There are some reputation goes. No, the comsat station goes down. This is absolutely insane. Got carriers still inside of Canata's base, ripping everything apart. At this point, leading the command center alone. Comsat station yet again coming up, just scanning all over the place, because Dark Templar really are the only thing that are threatening. Canata at this point. He's just, both players are inside his main, killing everything inside. This could be an elimination battle right here. This is absolutely insane. Comsat station just being built desperately at Canata. He really needs to think about maybe, I don't know, taking out the freaking Templar Archives if he can actually get to it. No, okay, maybe probably did. There's the Templar Archives, though, the lower right-hand position already built in safety. And BeSt actually, meanwhile, just sitting at the 6 o'clock with quite a decent fleet of carriers waiting for some interceptors before he goes and actually tries to take back some space. But yeah, those targets are unpowered at this moment. So Canata finally, after clearing BeSt's main, his mineral only, his natural expansion, is moving back out and finally thinking of going to his own mains and start defending, building turrets all over the place, the upper left hand, adding in Raxus so he can put down some factories, because both players have lost pretty much all of their tech, all of their production at this point, and what they have on the ground is all they have. They're trying to desperately get some economy going. A dropship of BeSt's inside of a dropship of Canata's, inside of BeSt's natural base at the low right hand base will go. All of his forces mill there, and they're going to be able to take that out. There should be a Dark Templar coming out. He'll at least try to do some sort of engagement. Carriers will go into the 12 o'clock position. Dart a bunch of turrets there, but they're not going to save it for very long. At this point, what I really like, though, in this position, BeSt has the much more maneuverable army. He has a DT coming out. That's going to die the second the scan comes up. BeSt has a much more maneuverable army just because he has those carriers. The carriers are going to give it away. They take a while, but they fly over.